Hello world, Shelly here, and today I'm going to put my holy grail brow product, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze, against the brand new. It's from e.l.f. and it is, how did I already forget what it's called? Brow Lift. You guys. $23 and almost empty. I'm about 2/3 of the way to a new one. Might not need a new one if this is awesome. This one's $6. And aside from the price comparison, I looked up the ingredients. They're very, very, very similar. That gives me lots of hope. I'm very excited for this one, you guys, if you cannot tell by my obnoxious voice. I've got spoolies. This is the Anastasia spoolie. And, you know, it's your typical little spoolie. I prefer the small-headed spoolies. I don't know why. Here's the e.l.f. spoolie. This is actually the Brow Lift Applicator. Now, first I'll show it to you by itself. Very similar. Let me put them side by side. Very similar. The e.l.f. has a little bit more tapering at the tip than the ABH. On the other side, the ABH has an angled brush like you would use for, say, like applying pomade. The e.l.f. applicator has this flat end that in their instructions is for pressing the brows into place until they set. I don't know if I'll do that because I don't usually press mine to my face. I kind of like them to look all fluffy, but we will try these out. As I said, I've been using the ABH ever since it came out. It immediately replaced every other thing I had been using for my brows. I was doing soap brows for a while, and you know, that was fine. But what I love about the ABH is that it is a clear formula. There's no color on your brows once you've applied it. It sets nearly instantly. There's enough time to work with it, but it firms up and does not feel crunchy, but it also does not move. So I've got like kind of thick-ish heavy brow hairs that like to fall over, as you see. So this is just like where my brows go after a shower. I have this little divot on this side that likes to just flatten down. There's hair there. It just doesn't like to stay up. And they just like to droop. So I have heavy, droopy brow hairs. And this is the first product of life that has ever been able to hold the fronts of my brows up in place where I like them. So it's a really tall order to please me when it comes to my brows, and the fact that I have in my hands what I believe is my holy grail, e.l.f. has a pretty tall hill to climb. Let's take a look. Similar packaging with a twist-off cap. There seems to be a little bit of a color, like a cloudiness to the gel shade. I don't expect that that's going to translate on the brows. I think it's probably going to look clear, but side by side, here they are in terms of the type of color we have to the gel. So let's start with my holy grail, and I will show you what I like to do. I just take my spoolie. They do say in the e.l.f. instructions that you can bend your spoolie tip 45 degrees to make it easier to get into the pot. And it's kind of funny because I never thought of that, and it always has annoyed me that now that I'm down into my pot, I have a hard time getting my spoolie flat in there. So I'm actually going to bend both my spoolies. Thank you, e.l.f., for that brilliant idea. Duh, why didn't I think of that myself? I like to take it, I dip, just very lightly and evenly, so there's really not much product on the spoolie at all, but that's all you need. You really don't need much. I'm using my new light. I got the Ilios ring light combo mirror thing. Thank you, Catherine, for suggesting it. OMG. It's lovely. It's really, really, really lovely, and I'm pretty sure I love it. It's only been a few days, so I'm gonna give it a little bit longer before I come up with a final opinion and talk about it for real on here. But ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm coming from angst with my simple human. All right, let's get my hair out of the way. And so I like to brush them up. I start on the outside just so that I don't get a ton of product in any one spot, and then I can blend it through if I need to. Once I get my brows going upward, I just take that little end and bring the end down a little tiny bit. I'm gonna dip one more time, boop, boop, just tap, tap. And because this is my angry side, my uncooperative side, and I'm just gonna make sure that these hairs in that divot stand up and fill in the blank, like fill in the hole there. And then I just kind of play around until I like how everything is sitting. That's what I like about this product. Like, I can play around, and as soon as I'm happy with it, if I stop, it's just gonna set in place. Boom, done. Lovely. This stuff's good, you guys. That's the ABH. Let's take my e.l.f. spoolie and do the same kind of little bendy thing. That was brilliant. Can't really believe I never thought of it, but okay. Here we go. All right. Here's the e.l.f. spoolie. Cat hair. Oh my lord, you guys. Tap, tap. Feels the same. Looks like I got the same amount of product with my tap, tap. All right. Let's go in. It feels a little more wet than the ABH, but it appears to be behaving in a similar manner. Get my initial brush going. Now this brow, let's just discuss all of the quirks of my brows. This one actually likes to go too high up, like just kind of obnoxiously. So I actually, usually, I'm brushing it, and then when I get to the arch area, I have to kind of tame it to the side so it doesn't go straight up. And I do the same thing on the end as the other side to kind of tame it downward just a little bit. Do you see how obnoxious this side is? Oh, these brows, I'm telling you guys. All right, so like that's pretty much where I would like them to live. Let me put the cap back on. I'm gonna look at this little press end, this little flat end on here, and I'm actually gonna use it on both sides just to be fair. To be fair. To be fair. To be fair. Yeah, I guess you would just kind of hold your brows in place until they set. These are pretty close to set already. Oh, but I moved it. I moved it too much. Let's flip it. Let's see how flexible it is. Because my ABH, if I mess it up, like putting on foundation or something, I can still usually go back and brush it into place. Oh yeah, we did all right. I just need to tame down the angle there, as this side is obnoxious. All right, press it into place. I'm not a fan of this whole pressing idea because I tend to mess things up. But what do you think? As far as the set down, they feel the same. I wouldn't know the difference in terms of how they feel. It doesn't feel crunchy. It just feels like my brows are the way I like them. Typically, if I have like 0 time to get out the door, like no makeup time, I do brow gel. I throw on some mascara. I'm wearing e.l.f. Big Mood today. And I pop on whatever lip balm, chapstick, lip gloss, whatever it is I've got in front of me that day. This is the Flower Beauty Lip Mask. And this is my, like, this is, if I have to do bare minimum, this is what I like. I'll go out with nothing on my face. Totally fine, no big. But I do prefer to do my brows and give myself some lashes with mascara if I can. And the lip is just because my lips are so dry. And it does give you just enough, little bit of lift, a little bit of oomph, a little bit of wakeness, like so that you don't look all sleepy, because I always look like I just rolled out of bed. You guys. Yes. I'm really excited. Yeah, they look the same. They look lovely. Yeah, yes. Very happy. Because it's going to save me from spending $23 on another one of these. I'd say they're just about identical. The one ingredient that's different is that the e.l.f. has aloe vera in it, which I thought was just a nice little added, you know, oomph for the old brows. What do you think? They look the same? I think they look the same. They definitely feel the same. They performed the same. If I encounter any weirdness in terms of longevity, I'll let you know, but I'm not expecting any because the ingredients are almost identical. There's a couple that are different and a couple in different order. I think the Anastasia actually had more water in it than the e.l.f. did in terms of actives versus non-actives, but I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty sure this is my new brow product right here. Good times. Good freaking times. What do you think? Have you tried it? What are your favorite brow products? I'm looking on my desk. Here it is. Here's the one that I got off Amazon. But actually, I think the e.l.f. is even cheaper than this one. And not quite an exact dupe for me. It's a hair product, the Edge Tamer, the 24-hour Edge Tamer from Eben. And it's nice, and I used some of it. But when I went back to my ABH, I was like, yeah, no comparison, really. But now that we have the e.l.f., oh, you guys, this is the one. This is the one. If you've been hesitating to drop 20 plus on the ABH, get yourself some e.l.f. brow lift and have a happy, good brow day. That's where I'm falling on this one. Yep, this is lovely. Yes. There you have it. I think my holy grail may have just been knocked off of its pedestal, and e.l.f. is now the reigning champion. Dun dun dun. Happy day. I've also picked up the primer from e.l.f. That new grippy primer. You want to see that? Do you want me to do a video with it? You want to see the first impression? You just want to review later? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. Come back twice a week for new videos. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.